This Ag Business Update brought to you by American Implement, indebted to the past, committed to the future. In a moment, the Kansas Foundation for Agriculture in the Classroom.
Would you like to see something done about high gas prices and low unemployment? Western Plains Energy in Campus, Kansas is doing something about it. They're a proud part of Growth Energy, America's ethanol supporters, and they employ 38 people and will be adding more following the expansion. Ethanol fuel not only reduces the cost of regular gasoline, it's good for the environment and keeps money right here in the United States while supporting local rural jobs. Western Plains Energy, doing something for the future.
When you've had a best friend for over 50 years, you develop a trust. And the Scott Co-op has been a trusted rural friend since 1957. A co-op keeps money in the area, doing business for and with their members. And that helps keep their hometown thriving with keeping money in the community. Scott Co-op is not just an elevator. It's the rural way of doing business. So, when you see an elevator, remember your friends at Scott Co-op.
Joining us now to talk about the Kansas Foundation for Ag in the Classroom is their Executive Director, Nancy Zenger-Beneda. Hi, Nancy.
You got it. Hi, good morning.
Well, we wanted to get an update and let folks know of a couple things. We always enjoy talking with you and the good things that your board and you are doing to help promote agriculture. So here we are. We're just a few weeks away from kind of the first half of the school year. How have things been going?
Well, we have a lot going on. And as always, Ken, we appreciate the opportunity to talk with you and share with your listeners the great work that teachers are doing across the state and how we're trying to support them in incorporating agriculture into their classrooms. One of our big initiatives this year has been giving away free lesson planning kits. And we do have those kits for 4 grade bands. So we have a specific kit for K through 2, one for 3 through 5, and then a middle school 6 through 8, and a high school 9 through 12. And that's new for us. We've been primarily focused on some of those lower grades in elementary, and we're making a specific effort now to provide resources for all of the classrooms that are in our school districts. And so we're excited about that. And we found that to be a really successful initiative in engaging new teachers, because when there's an easy resource for them to use and incorporate in their classrooms that's already tied to Kansas academic standards, and then also tied to national ag literacy outcomes, so we know that we're teaching something important about agriculture, teachers find that really easy to work that into their classrooms. So we've been successful in engaging a lot of new teachers in this program. In fact, we've learned that 83% of our kits have gone to new teachers not already incorporating agriculture in their classrooms, or at least new to KFAC and the resources that we have available to them.
And we'll talk about how our viewers here and listeners can contribute to getting more of those kits out. Also, there's some things coming up in November, so we want to let folks know about that. But Nancy, it seems like this has been a process for quite a while, but to get to those other grades, because it's a little different level of teaching what goes on with agriculture rather than maybe some of those basics that while are necessary, today's student I think is still very hungry for knowledge.
That's so true. And we think that being introduced to agriculture at an early age is awesome and very essential, but it's probably not enough. We'd like to see those students have some exposure in those early grades, and then again, as they progress throughout their school schedule and time that they spend in school, because we think being exposed at several times throughout their school careers gives them an opportunity to develop a stronger understanding of agriculture and the connection to how agriculture resources really provide for everything that they need and use in their daily lives. And of course, that understanding then helps us strengthen the future of agriculture by potentially offering a workforce and leaders and policymakers that have a stronger understanding of agriculture. And then that in turn strengthens our communities. So there are so many ways that these lessons and this program really does support Kansas.
We're talking with Nancy Zenger-Beneda, who is the executive director of the Kansas Foundation for Ag in the Classroom. We'll come back and have more of our discussion in just a moment.
The cost of everything has gone up dramatically over the last 75 years. With one exception: keeping electricity affordable.
Wheatland Electric, delivering energy for life, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
S&S Trailer Sales, with 2 locations in Ness City, Kansas, is where everybody goes to buy or rent trailers. They feature the all-new, all-aluminum Mauer grain trailer with all of the electric options, the easy-to-load detached trailers, and a huge stock of header trailers. At the west location, you'll find bumper pulls, goosenecks, and oilfield specialty trailers, along with flat and utility beds for pickups. S&S Trailer Sales in Ness City and on the web, but remember, you do have to spell out the "and."
And joining us is Nancy Zenger-Beneda, who is executive director of the Kansas Foundation for Ag in the Classroom. Nancy, you talked right at the beginning of these lesson plans that are going out to schools, not quite reached your goal. And so now this is what we want to kind of talk about, how this is that full participation that folks maybe can do that, because everybody talks about how important agriculture is to get that ag education, educating these young consumers. So one of the ways, of course, is just simply an outright gift. There's some other things coming up later in November, and that's kind of what get on now to kind of plant that seed. So talk about that goal to get those lesson plans out, and how close are you?
So we had set a goal as staff that we wanted to send 2,023 kits in the year of 2023. And so we've more than doubled the amount of kits that we've been giving. And that has really increased the teachers that are now in our database that are receiving our newsletter. And that's one of the ways that we've measured that this has been a successful initiative. And we've done that through 2 kit releases already. We did a great release Ag Month earlier in the year, and then we did a back to school kit release, but we're only at 93% of our goal. So we still need to send out a few more kits. And of course, any help that we can get coming up in these giving days will help us buy the supplies that we need to finish up those last few kits that we need to send out. And so we do have a couple of opportunities throughout the year that people can support us. And we just finished up a new fundraising initiative for us, which is the Wamego Match Day. We've been involved with the Greater Manhattan Community Foundation for a number of years and participate in their match day. And this last year we added Wamego, and we're so thankful for that community. We were able to raise over $4,500 in that specific event. But those match days help us with securing a future for the organization. We put a large portion of what we raise on those match days to an endowment that will continue to fund us in the future. But we have Giving Tuesday coming up, and that will be on November 28th. And all of the funds that we raise on November 28th will be focused on helping us reach this goal of 2,023 kits given out in the year of 2023. And I think a number that your audience would be specifically interested in is that after we are successful in doing that, we will have touched over 50,000 Kansas youth. And that's a pretty large undertaking for an organization with only 2 staff. But we feel like making an impact like that is so critical to the future of agriculture and the work that we're doing. So we really appreciate our donors, and we hope that some of your audience will be able to help us finish up our goal as we come to the end of the year.
Okay, Nancy. So let's folks know how they can get more information about KFAC, or how they can participate in the upcoming Giving Tuesday here after Thanksgiving. So how can they get more information?
Well, you'll hear about us on the radio. You'll find us on the website at ksagclassroom.org. And then if you follow any social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, you'll see lots of information coming through those social media networks. And of course, you can always reach me. I'd love to talk to anybody that's interested in supporting the work that we do. And you can reach me at the office then, or through email. And that's just Nancy at ksagclassroom.org. And I'd love to hear from your listeners.
Well, Nancy, again, good luck with all this. And thanks for giving us an update of what's going on with the Kansas Foundation for Ag in the Classroom. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ken. Always glad to talk with you.
Nancy Zenger-Beneda, who is Executive Director of Kansas Foundation for Ag in the Classroom, has joined us. We'll have more coming up in just a moment. Stay with us.
Wolfter Construction and Irrigation has been around a long time, and a lot of folks have trusted them to design, build, and service all sizes of commercial and on-farm storage for grain and equipment. Wolfter is also known for their outstanding irrigation division, where they stock a complete selection of nozzles, regulators, drops, gear drives, electrical, and structure components. Looking for an electric motor? Wolfter has a large selection in single and three-phase. Next time, reach out to the pros who have decades of experience at taking care of business the right way. Wolfter Construction and Irrigation.
KBUF Radio has agriculture information for you weekdays beginning at 6 with Agriculture Today. 7 to 11, it's the KBUF Morning Show, where we talk with newsmakers, talk markets, talk other ag news, weather, and more. Follow along at westernkansasnews.com or other social media channels. In fact, you can listen to any Western Kansas broadcast station live, online, westernkansasnews.com. I'm Ken Rogers. Thanks for watching.